Have you ever tried to defeat Bowser and you just couldn't? Well, maybe this will help. Let's create them out of Perler beads. Hello and welcome to another episode. This is Nostalgic Nick-Nacks and it is my retro gaming Perler beading YouTube channel. My name is Ryan. I'm so happy you're here today. I've got a really great project for you. We're going to work on the 8-bit Super Mario Brothers original Mario and Bowser scene. You know, where Mario is going to Bowser to fight him on that bridge, and then Bowser comes up, and simply to defeat him you have to jump over Bowser's head. This is very well known. Most people know this even if they don't, or if they never have played the game before. If you enjoy what I'm doing, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos on Perler beading and retro video game nostalgia. Before we get started, I'm going to show you everything you need for your Perler beading today. So in order to make these awesome characters today, Bowser and Mario and the two flame pieces, we're going to make sure that we have everything we need. So today you need some Perler ironing paper. I talk about this before I start ironing, so just know that this type of ironing paper is not required, but it definitely helps out. I know a big difference in this and the projects I've done with regular parchment paper. Use the ironing paper. It's really not that expensive. I'm going to have all links in the description below of everything you need. And most of it is from Amazon. I did get a few things from other places, but you're going to want to cut different sizes based on the sizes of your Perlers. For example, this is going to require a smaller size ironing paper sheet than, of course, Mario will. Mario will need a bigger size. So just make sure it's going to fit your Perler bead character. You're also going to need a heat press. So the heat presses that I use, I have a smaller one here. This is the Cricut mini heat press. I've talked about this in other videos before, so make sure that you have either the mini or you may want to have a bigger size heat press. This is a 5x7 heat press. It is really great for the Mario and Bowser size. You're also going to need a pair of Preision Tweezers. I really like these tweezers because they are very handy with carrying 2, 4, and 6 Perler beads. I've even put 4 on each part of the tweezers before, so make sure you get something like that. I also, and you will see in the video, I have the Perler Bead Pen. I have 2 of these, and it helps to outline the project with one color. So if you like that sort of thing, there it is. You need Perler beads, of course. A couple of other things I use a cutting board to put my projects on so they don't mess up my table, my workspace. So make sure you have that sort of thing. Also a glue gun for putting on the magnets. Of course, you don't have to put magnets on, but it definitely helps, and that's what I'm going to do. You're going to need a Perler pegboard. This is the super board, and then we also have the normal sized, again, links in the description below. This is great for smaller purlers, very self-explanatory. This is great for bigger ones. You could actually fit Bowser and Mario on the same board of this side. To complete your process and make it a whole lot easier, cut out a piece of cardboard. It's really great for the bigger size purler projects when you are flipping them, because it really helps to have it under it as you flip it so it doesn't all fall apart on you. Get all your materials together and let's get to beading. Okay, now that you're done with the beading, the next part is to talk about heat presses and to do the ironing. So this heat press is a bigger heat press. It is 5x7. It covers a lot of surface area for your bigger projects. You hit it 3 times to get it on level 3 heating, which works really well for me. Make sure to not touch that bottom portion once it heats up, because it gets pretty hot. We also have the Cricut Mini. This is a nice heat press for entry-level purler beading. Please make sure that if you're working on a bigger project, to understand it will not heat it in a good amount of time. You have to go with a bigger one. Okay, so now we have Mario. Mario is ready to be ironed, and I've got my heat presses heating up. And next step is to get our parchment paper ready. Once you have your parchment paper, you're going to cut it off, cut it to the size that you want. This is great because it comes in this big roll. It's about $10 for a roll, very reasonable price. I reuse this ironing paper over and over again. So I've got my big sheet and cut it down to size. Now I'm going to get started with the ironing. Now I'm going to place my parchment paper on Mario. My heat press is ready. Very important, make sure you keep this cord out of the way. They are not cordless, so you got to make sure to keep that cord out of the way, because it is going to move perler beads all over the place, and your project could be ruined. So what I'm doing is holding down for just a few seconds and then moving. With this big iron, it heats them very quickly. So make sure you're not staying in one place too long. As you can see, I'm moving around, I'm getting the edges, I'm getting the top and the bottom of the project, and I'm looking at it and assessing it. Are the beads melting together evenly? Do I see if there's a section that has not melted together? I'm giving it one more spin around, looking. Are my beads looking great? And getting the top part here, going down to the bottom, and I believe I'm at a spot where I'm very close to being done. And I look over it. Does everything look even? Looks good to me. So now I'm going to take my cardboard cutout, and I'm going to hold it where my perler is, and I'm going to flip and take off that board And now you can see that Mario is looking great. I got ironed the second side, the back side. Now I wanted to pause here and take a look at this second side of Bowser. As you can see at the top, there is a bead that's out of place and where his claw is. This is the difficult part of Bowser. I've got to move these beads to where they will join together on the back side, and I may have to iron again on the front side. As you can see, you have to manually move these pieces. Don't be afraid of moving them. Your project is not complete yet, so it's okay to move beads around, especially if the spacing isn't there for them. So I've got my Cricut Mini now. I'm going to do this specialized, very detailed work with the mini heat press. And I'm going to get this top here first, looking at it, coming back to it, heating it a little bit, looking at it again. That top portion is looking very good now. Now the second part of this is the claw, and I'm looking at that white bead to see if it's going to join with the others. So our Perler pieces have been sitting under the books for at least 7 minutes. The smaller ones are not going to take very long, but definitely the Bowser and the Mario. So let's see how they turn out. You take off your Perler ironing paper, and it looks like Mario looks fantastic. Everything is even. All the holes are all the Perler beads are connected. A very good turnout for Mario. Now let's look at Bowser. See how those tricky areas ended up. Let's take this off. And it's okay if things aren't not perfect. Remember, this is something that you have to practice. But let's just see how things turned out. Oh, I'm impressed. This area definitely came together pretty well. But this claw here is always a trouble spot. So I'm gonna move this a little bit. So you see how there's a little bit of a disconnect at the top. So what I'm gonna have to do is go back over that again very carefully just to close up that gap that's there. Be very careful and only iron the spot that I want to correct. So I'm just going to go over it lightly, hold it there for a few seconds, try to connect those two areas. I'm going to check, pull this up, check and see how things are looking. Looks like it's bonded together a little bit more. So I'm just going to keep working on that a little bit, try to get it exactly how I want it. Try to bridge that gap. Carefully take this off, and they look really great. If you iron too much more, it's going to start to look really bad. Make sure not to press that down because it's still hot. So I'm going to put a book on that. And the last bit of our project today, we have the fire pieces that Bowser shoots out. They look great. A lot of times these small Perlers are really easy to get right. Just make sure you get the edges here. And everything is looking really great. So hopefully yours turned out well if you tried this today. Remember, don't give up. Keep going. All right, one final look at those Bowser trouble spots. Let's see how it turned out. This is looking really great. They're connected. that claw is not going to fall apart. Bowser, you are finished. If you have decided to put magnets on your Perler bead project today, make sure you have your glue gun ready. Mine is ready, as you can see, and I've got any kind of magnet will do, even magnet tape will do, but I have these pretty heavy duty 1/4 inch magnets I got from Amazon. They're pretty great. They definitely hold up. Make sure your Perler bead is facing the right direction. Mario is always looking to the right, especially in the first games. That's all he did. So we're going to flip him around. We're going to put the magnet on this side. So grab your magnet. You gotta be very quick with this. So I'm going to put a circle around, and then I'm going to put it in the middle. So 1, 2, 3 pumps, and push it in a little bit. And you don't want to push it too much because it'll actually go through those holes. So just let him sit for a few minutes and he'll be good to go. So Bowser always faces left, so we're going to turn to the right. Get my magnet. 1, 2, 3 pumps. Put it right in the middle. Push in just a little bit. As you can see, things are looking great. Very easy. I really don't have to talk too much about how to put on magnets, but I figured I would include it in a video in case people have not done this before. So we're going to turn our flames this way. We're going to have a magnet for each, and 1, 2, 3, place it on there. 1, 2, 3, place it in the middle, and we have our magnets done. So I'd say probably about 5 minutes, and there'll be plenty of drying time for these magnets. Last step we're going to do is to put them on our dry erase board. Okay, so now we're going to do our last step, which is to put our magnets on our magnetic surface. In this case, I'm using a dry erase board. Of course, most people put them on the refrigerator. Of course, you want to display all your Mario magic on that fridge. Before I do that, I just want to say, if you stuck with me throughout all of this, thank you so much. I really appreciate you checking out my content, and I hope that it's provided value for you with your creativity, and I really enjoy doing it. So thanks so much. Let's get this last little piece done. It's very simple. You're just going to take your bead project and you're going to put each character on it. So I'm going to take Mario, place him there. I'm going to take my flames that Bowser is shooting at Mario, put them facing Mario, and I'm gonna have space for Bowser right here as he is trying to prevent Mario from coming and dispensing of his Bowser evilness. So there's the whole scene. I really love it, how it's turned out. I hope that yours has turned out just as great, and remember, when you make mistakes, it's okay. That's how you learn. So, hopefully you enjoyed this today, and please check back for more, and until next time, happy beading.